Harvesting is when you extract the finished compost from your compost system. You can tell compost is finished when it is a dark brown color and crumbles in your hand. Be sure to stop putting food in your bin for a couple of weeks before you plan on harvesting. It's also important for your bin to be dry enough to put through a screen. A bin that is too wet makes this process difficult. Check out the video in the top right corner for a guide on how to dry out your bin for a harvest. Start by separating out the big chunks from your bin to make things easier later on. These may be things that take a while to break down, like fruit pits, seeds that have sprouted, or produce stickers. If you come across these tiny capsules, be sure to handle them gently. These are worm cocoons, and each one hatches around 2 to 5 worms. Next, begin screening for the finished compost. Check the description below for resources on how to make a screen or how to harvest your compost without using a screen. Continue screening until you have separated all of the finished compost. This took several times for me because I added a lot of carbon halfway through this process to dry out my bin. I spent a lot more time than is necessary screening my compost because I separated all of my worms so that I could weigh them. It's totally fine not to get all of the finished compost out of your bin and can actually help the composting system so that you don't remove all of the beneficial microorganisms. Now to separate the worms from the finished compost. Worms do not like light, which we are going to use to our advantage. Skim the top layer of finished compost while the worms burrow down into the dark. Continue taking small amounts off the top and waiting for the worms to burrow deeper. This gets more difficult as you get down towards the end. Be patient with it and remember that it is totally fine to put some finished compost back in your bin if you can't harvest it all. I weighed all of my worms and found out that I had a little over a pound of worms. I started with 1 pound about a year before this harvest, so my population has grown since then. My total harvest was almost 8 pounds of finished compost, which I spread in my garden bed to help the plants grow even better.